All right, welcome. This is a little bit different video for us. Usually we're on hikes or, seeing a new place, exploring. So that's probably what you're used to from us. So I hope you enjoy this. I wanted to put it in a video in the middle of one of the videos, but I didn't want to break up the next video that we're doing. It's probably one of our favorite hikes ever. At least top 3, and I wanted to do that video justice. I didn't want to break it up with a talk in the middle of it. I just wanted you to kind of feel like you were there with us because it's a special trip that we took. So that's going to be next week. So if you don't like this, tune in next week and
we'll be back to normal.
Back to normal.
So this is going to be kind of like a pre-recorded live. We have some questions that you guys sent in. Thank you so much for those. It's been so awesome to look through those, and we're going to get to those in just a second. We are actually visiting my family in Georgia. My cousin got married this past weekend. If you guys have been following along on Instagram or on our Serve Facebook group, I've been posting a gratefulness challenge every single day for the month of November. And so I was sharing about that, the fact that traveling has allowed us to be able to be with family for special events and occasions that we would not have been able to participate in if we were still living in Maine. And so it's one of the things I'm most grateful about with this lifestyle is that we have gotten to now attend all of my cousins' weddings and we have not had to miss one of them. So it's been unbelievable. It just bonds you together with family in a different way when you get to experience these things together. So we are here actually at my uncle's bus company parking lot tonight. So we're gonna stay here and start heading through, trying to avoid Atlanta traffic.
We're staging ourselves to get through Atlanta with the least crying possible is what it's about. I was gonna do a live, but like the service around here is not that great and I did not want to risk the connection loss, so we had to do this pre-recorded thing.
All right, so we're going to get right into some of the things that we wanted to chat about with you guys and some of the things that we wanted to share. We are so excited for everyone who has already registered for the Nightlight Rally, the 2024 Total Eclipse that we just shared. We are going to be hosting this event with Less Drunk More Journey, and those sites are going super fast, so really we cannot wait to see you guys. We'll chat a little bit more about that with you guys in a little bit in the video. I want to get to the questions as soon as possible. The only other thing I wanted to do is thank you guys so much for ordering for the It's Better Outside fall store. We sold out of our trucker hats, our dad hats, the Yeti mugs, the Yeti tumblers super quick.
We underestimated how much you guys would like those things. So we will rectify that in the spring. If you didn't get one of those, we're going to have more in the spring. And those are Yeti, so they're pretty expensive, and there's not really any markup on those. So the question is, would you rather have a Yeti again or a Yeti and a cheaper option as well? Or do you just like the quality that the Yeti has to offer? I know they're expensive, and it's expensive.
But when we asked before, you guys really wanted the Yeti. So we just want to put it out there again. Leave it in the comments below. Let us know what you guys really want, or if you want both options, and we will prepare for the spring store.
But yes, thanks again for everybody that's ordered, and we'll definitely have more hats available in the spring store as well. You guys just order them all. I thought we were gonna have some extras to just have available throughout the year like we've had in the past, but we need to order more. We're going to order some more. Again, thank you. And one more little bit of feedback we'd like from you guys. So this was a kind of, obviously you saw it, it's like a gray theme. We just said
charcoal everything.
Charcoal everything. Because that's what we've been asked for in the past, a darker option. We wanted to accommodate those people asking for that, but what are the flavors that you want to see in the spring store?
It was also because Lily's amazing design was very colorful compared to other ones that we've done in the past, and so we really liked how it looked on that. But we do want to know in the spring what you guys are looking for. Just a reminder, the store closes tomorrow night at midnight, so Tuesday the 21st, make sure that you get all your orders in before then, and we are going to be in Maine packing all of those orders to get out to you for Christmas. We can't wait.
Yeah, there's a lot going on between now and printing those shirts. So we have to get down to Florida for Thanksgiving with family. We have another family wedding. We have to fly to Maine. We have to print the shirts, pack the shirts, ship the shirts,
and fly back to Florida.
All in a very short window. So bear with us. So that brings up the other question. Why has our schedule been all over the place as far as posting? Honestly, we just took on way too much the last few months. We said yes to a little bit too much, and it just threw us off. So I want you to know we are going back to an even more defined Sunday night posting.
Yes.
Where we're going to be posting at the same time so you guys know when to tune in. And because of all that random posting, you might have thought we didn't post, but we did. So look back a couple episodes, you might have missed one, especially our last episode. I had so much fun editing that one. We were in Creators of the Moon with Less Drunk, More Journey.
Surprised Nathan, it was pretty awesome.
We love hanging out with those guys. So if you think we haven't posted, we probably did. Just check back on our channel and you'll probably find them.
And if you guys want to keep up to date with whenever we're posting and whatever's going on with stores and rallies and all that fun stuff, make sure that you're signed up on our website, www.findingoursomeday.com, for our newsletter that goes out once a week. We won't be filling your email box with spam or anything like that. It just goes out with videos so that you know when everything is going on and you don't miss anything.
All right, so that was one of the questions, our posting schedule. What the heck are we doing? We're not quitting YouTube,
No.
Nothing like that. We're not getting off the road. We just overextended ourselves and we are just trying to play catch up. And what better time to play catch up than over the holidays?
The holidays.
We're gonna do it, though.
It's gonna be fine, guys. We're gonna do it. All right, let's get to some questions. So we have, the first question was from Randall and Kimberly. They asked if we're gonna be offering photography lessons at the Nightlight Rally at the Eclipse. That's a question for you.
I've been thinking about this. I think we're going to offer something like that. We're gonna probably have a panel about it at the event. So nothing's official yet, but I'm gonna make it official very soon. I think I do want to talk a little bit about photography. I mean, the eclipse itself is kind of a conundrum. I mean,
it's hard to like photograph, I think.
Yeah, but anyways, I will be discussing photography at this event. Yes.
And we have a couple people coming to the Nightlight Rally that have some pretty serious equipment that we're going to be able to utilize, telescopes to actually watch the eclipse, and I'm sure that some of that's going to be set up at night too, so we're excited for those pieces of the rally as well.
Those are the people that you're going to want to talk to. Yes. We're going to have big screens with telescopes, you know, showing even the solar flares going on, so I'm really excited about that.
It's going to be cool. All right, Sonia said, what is your go-to meal for travel days? That's a really good question.
That is a tough question, and one we actually fail at more often than not. Whenever we schedule things and we're actually planned out, we'll have meals prepared.
Yeah.
So you're not like rushing to Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or something stupid because you're tired.
Unhealthy and probably more expensive than you need to be spending. I think my favorite when we are actually planning things the way that we should is, Corey has shown before that we will just make an entire thing of chicken and have it all grilled and kind of chopped up in the fridge. And so one of our favorite really, really easy meals is like a chicken Caesar salad. So you just have, you know, your lettuce and all the other toppings that you want, and you just throw the grilled chicken on top, and it's a super quick meal. It's really easy cleanup. That's something else that you need to think about on travel days, because nobody wants to be doing dishes all night when you've been driving in the truck for hours on end, or if you're boondocking, you know, in a parking lot that night. So that's one of my favorites.
And then not quite as healthy as that. Not that you don't come to us for healthy food options, but
the donuts, it's a problem.
I love cold cut sandwiches on drive days. I love, everybody can build their own sandwich. You got everything kind of prepared, so you just pull out a bin that's got all that stuff in it, some slices of bread, and you're feeding some people. I love it.
Maine Italian. Ooh, we haven't done that in a while. I think that's
coming.
on the list. That's on the list. Sonia also asked for fun. This actually made the girls laugh out loud when I was reading all these questions.
Oh, yeah.
If you all dressed as inflatable dinosaurs for a hike, who would make it to the top first, and who is more likely to fall off? The girls would probably be tied making it up the mountain first, and I would most definitely fall off.
Yeah, I'd be that slow and steady guy right there in the middle.
I don't do well with,
if it was a race, I might, as long as you don't break anything, I'll probably just keep going.
Yeah, probably.
I'll let you scramble.
I don't do well with things blocking my peripheral vision. Like, I don't like wearing hats very often. I don't think I'm very, coordinated.
You know what? I say that, I might be the one that would fall, because I would try to make the dinosaur look as foolish as possible.
Yes,
so
you would.
I probably would fall. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a great question, though. I really appreciate that one.
That's fun.
Andrea said, any more group camping events? Meeting everyone at the Lippert Getaway was so much fun, Andrea. We had such a blast with everyone. We had a big crew meetup at the Lippert Getaway this year, and it was just a blast to have everybody come together and make food, and it was so good. So first of all, the first answer to that is that the Nightlight Rally is coming April 6th through the 9th, and and it's going to be in Sulphur Springs, Texas. We have all that information for you guys in the description below. We only have very limited amount of sites left, so if you are interested in that, you need to get on it quickly. We are in the path of totality. We have a massive civic center. We're gonna have carnivals. We're gonna be celebrating Hensley's 10th birthday. Like we said, there's gonna be telescopes and all kinds of cool things set up, so we're really excited about hanging out with Les Drummer Journey and then all of you guys at this event. As far as anything else next year, the next Lippert getaway will be in October, and we are hoping to do something with our crew members this year.
We usually do smaller events with the crew members.
Yeah.
Because planning these events are a ton.
It's so much
of work.
It's so much work, for sure. For sure. So there are some coming. Again, sign up for the newsletter if you want to keep up to date on that kind of stuff. All right, where we are next. Trenton in California. He asks, when are we coming to California again?
These are our good friends, our
good
lovely
friends. I love you, buddy. We are going to try to get to California next year. I don't know what our schedule is, but we will try to get to you soon, buddy. And if not, maybe we can meet up again, because we've met up with them a couple times throughout the years, which is awesome.
So Matt Hartledge, he says, have you tried the new smoking chips my friend sent you? And have you upgraded your dash cam yet? I have not upgraded my dash cam yet. It's still working good. I'm trying to catch up still, so I haven't had time to do any research on my next one. So I will be doing that, and I will definitely keep everybody up to date. Those smoking chips, yes, we couldn't use them in our pellet grill because it's a pellet grill, but what we've been doing is using them in that little mini solo stove that sits on the tabletop. I love that thing.
So awesome.
So we've been actually using those bourbon chips in that, and it's been great.
Yeah, those were awesome. Thank you so much for sending those. That was great. Ed asked, we're camping at Ruth Gilchrist Blue Springs and Manatee Springs next month. Have you stayed there, and is there anything that you would recommend in that area?
We have not stayed there. That's not one we've been to, but we've been to so many springs, and so we don't know anything else in that area specifically, but you're already on the right path. You're going to the springs. That's Florida's, I don't know why it's still a hidden gem, but nobody seems to know about the springs. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're like little oases. So if you haven't been to a spring in Florida, make sure you go find some. Anywhere in the Ocala area or really anywhere in Central Florida, you're going to find some springs.
The beaches are awesome, but the springs are incredible.
Yeah.
Ryan, what's the new camera Corey's looking to buy?
So I did buy a new camera, and I switched. Well, this is actually our Sony because I just got this new camera, and I'm still learning it. So it's a whole new system for me. I've always shot Canon before. I switched to Sony. I bought a Sony a7C II. It's a really, really cool camera. And like I've said in all of our videos, we mainly bought this camera to shoot stuff at night in the dark. You know, to show you what our eyes see instead of shooting a black scene and saying, this looks great, guys. I wish you could see it. So I gotta buy a few lenses and get some practice in, but I can't wait to share some night scenes with everybody. I'm really excited because
it's gonna be fun. We do a lot of stuff at night. You guys don't get to experience
maybe
as
it's
much
not
of
at
it.
night, but maybe it's in dimly lit conditions where you see some of the cameras our camera just suffers. It becomes very grainy. I want to give you guys a clear picture at night as well. So that's the main goal for that new camera.
Awesome. All right, next one is Martin said, how did you guys meet and where was your first date? All right, we're getting
Keep it short.
Personal here.
Keep it short.
Okay, Corey and I met when we were 15 years old in high school, and we didn't really date at all. I mean, I think we kind of dated like for maybe 2 weeks when we were seniors in high school, and then he went to the Navy. I went to college.
It's not going to be for me.
That's not it. We were just going in different directions. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways.
I was that weirdo. I was like, I'm going to marry this girl. When I met her, I knew that was going to happen. Sounds cheesy. I'm not lying.
Literally did.
I told my buddies in the Navy I'm going to marry this girl, and they're like, oh, how long you guys been dating? I was like, we're not.
He had my senior photo in his wallet, was showing everybody.
She's not made up. She's from Canada.
She's for real. This is my girlfriend.
Check out my girlfriend. She's in Canada.
Yeah.
She migrated. She's not made up.
Okay.
Look at her. She exists, brah.
He came back on leave after my freshman year of college, and I never went back to college. So that's
we got married pretty quick. We talked on the phone and wrote letters. This is going to be coming up is our 23rd wedding anniversary. We never dated. We were friends.
We were just really good friends.
And we got married. And it's worked out for me anyways.
I had a wedding dress and we had the date set before he proposed. I remember coming home and my dad was like, "You bought a what today?"
Yeah.
He
took it well. He was a little concerned though. Because we never dated. And he was like, "How? What?
Wait, what's happening?"
Anyways.
Yeah. He trusted you, babe. Good thing too, huh?
Did we answer the question?
Yes, I think we did. Karen asked, "Do you ever get tired of driving?"
See, that's the big misconception.
Yeah.
We just don't drive as much as most people think we do. Sometimes if we're on a fast-paced travel, schedule, we will.
Right.
But then it's always followed by a longer rest period. So we have put about 105,000 miles on our truck.
In 6 years.
In 6 years. So a lot of people put that on 2 vehicles every year just living in a town. So we don't do as much driving as people think we do.
Yeah,
but
they think we live in the truck. They think that the girls do school in the truck all the time. It's very minimal, but I think too, like, the illusion of YouTube makes it seem like we're always moving because
driving,
that's what we're showing you guys. We want to take you to all these places.
Yes. So no, we're not in the truck as much as you think we are. So 105,000-ish miles. And I don't know, maybe 60,000 of those are towing. Yeah. So, when you do get to some place, sometimes you are there for a little bit. So you do the commute thing, you're going shopping and whatnot. Yeah.
All right, Sam asked, what GoPro settings do you use for night time lapses?
Here's the trick with night time lapses. If you know the scene that you're trying to shoot, and it's going to stay like kind of the same
lighting?
Same lighting? Okay. Anyways, go to the GoPro night photo settings and take a photo at 5 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and figure out what is exposed the right way. Then set your time-lapse settings to those photo settings, and you won't get any surprises. It'll be exactly the way those photos turned out. So, if I'm shooting the Milky Way, it's a dark sky, I'm at 30 seconds. I'm maxing out the GoPro.
Right.
And I will say one thing. I did a little research on this and it seems it kind of is backed up. I have a GoPro 10, I have a GoPro 11. I'm going to get a 12 to see if it's the same thing with that. The GoPro 10 actually outperforms the 11 for low light stuff. So if you're like, "Oh, I thought you had 11 and you're not getting the results I'm getting," the 11 I can't use the 11 at night because it's just not as good. So the 10, I don't know if they're going to fix it with a firmware update or something. I was really disappointed because, the latest and greatest should be the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
But in the case right now, the 10 is outperforming the 11. I don't know about the 12 yet, but I will do a video about that whenever that comes up. So, night lapses for the Milky Way, 30 seconds. If you're hanging around a campfire for a night lapse and you just got the fire going, I mean, you're gonna look at something more closer to 5 seconds or maybe even 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But do a test photo with the settings and then mimic them on the night time lapse. If you're asking this question, you know what I'm talking about.
You know what he's talking about.
And then one other thing, this comes up every once in a while. What's the difference between a time lapse and a time warp?
Yeah.
So your iPhone takes a time warp. You have the option to take a time warp on your GoPro. I use time lapse if the camera's going to be stationary and things are going to kind of be moving around it. If the camera is on me or on a vehicle, I usually use time warp because the footage is so much smoother.
Yeah, so when we're doing like time lapses, when you see us in the truck, it's almost always on our iPhones.
Yes.
Because it's just better, more stable footage. All right, so Matthew asked, can you discuss flying the drone?
That's a really weighted
broad
question, but this is my advice. If you want to fly a drone and you're nervous about it, here's what I tell people. Get a drone and fly your drone. Don't try to take photos with your drone or video with your drone. Just fly your drone. So all those controls that you're doing become, kind of second nature, and they're kind of muscle memory in the back of your mind. And then after you've nailed doing that, then add in your videos and your photography. So you're not thinking about learning to fly a drone and then trying to take photos at the same time. Your mind's just not gonna, well, maybe it's just my mind, but learn how to fly the drone first.
Yeah.
What else is about flying the drone? 2 things. I use 2 redundancies to make sure I'm flying in the right places. So DJI that's the drones I use, has an app and a geofencing that alerts you if you're in the wrong place. That doesn't always help you. You need to use another one, and I use Before You Fly, which is another app that shows all the places you should and shouldn't be droning, because you know, the world's shrinking a little bit, so there's no drone zones are popping up all over the place, and you don't want to
get in trouble. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah. That was good, honey.
Oh, and don't be afraid to, just because you can fly high with a drone, don't be afraid to use that drone low when you do start taking footage, because you can get some really cool stuff there too.
Awesome. Kelly asked, if you don't have a fancy DSLR, do you have any tips for night sky photography with an iPhone 14 Pro? I
think that there's a lot of apps you can buy, and I think now Apple is actually burning them into, you know, their regular apps for photography. The best thing is get it on a tripod. It knows the shaking, and it will go for a long exposure if it doesn't feel the shaking, and it won't shoot as high of an ISO if it's on a tripod. But you can get a lot of good stuff with an iPhone. Yeah. Basically, it outperforms this camera that we're shooting on right now. If we did have to shoot at night, we were using our iPhones, because they are really, really good in low light.
Yeah, they're awesome. All right, so Byron asked another drone related question. So with the Mini Pro 4, how many spare batteries do I need to have, and how many spare blades?
All right, so I've kind of had 2 in the past. I've had 3 in the past of my whatever drone I had. 3 is actually sometimes harder to manage, just because you assume 2 are charged, but they're not. So I think you need at least 2, depending on what you're doing. I would definitely start with 2. At least 2 batteries. Spare blades, knock on wood, I haven't used any of the spare blades that I've gotten in the past 3 drones, so you want some.
Always have some, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I did kind of rough one up the other day, but nothing broke. I can't believe it. But yeah, you want at least a full set of blades, and those come with any drone you buy, so you're going to get those no matter what, so you don't need any extras.
And they're light and easy to carry around. All right, Linda asked, how do you juggle the kids' schooling and make sure that they love to travel without going to a physical school and not being around a lot of other kids their own age? Also, do you ever get to a day where you say, I just want to lay around and be lazy today? I think, and along with talking about misconceptions, when you start living in an RV, your life is very similar to wherever you were living before. So you're going to make food the same, you're gonna shop the same, you're gonna have days where you just feel like being lazy the same as you do in a house. So to answer your question, yes, we definitely have those days, and honestly, it's
that's how we got behind, because we haven't had any of those days in a long time.
Right. It needs to really be a priority, honestly. We talk about that all the time. If you are running constantly, no matter what lifestyle you're living, at some point you're going to burn out. And so when the chaos becomes too much, really keep an eye on your kids, keep an eye on your spouse and how you're feeling, and if things are just getting too chaotic, it's time to step back and have a day where you just sit at home, watch a movie together, reconnect, kind of calm the whole household feel, if that makes sense. That's something that is really important to us, and that we try to make sure that we're adding regularly, and like he said, we've been really bad at that lately, so we're gonna get back into the rhythm of making sure that we're setting those boundaries on our time. He was talking about saying yes all the time, and yes, we want you guys to go out and say yes to things, say yes to going to the campfire and all that kind of stuff, but it is really important that if you are saying yes all the time, that you set those boundaries
and you actually have the capacity for the yeses.
Yes. that's a good line. I like that.
I mean, yes, it is technically being lazy, but I think you need that downtime, and I don't know if society is putting pressure on people that if they're not performing and functioning all the time, that they're doing it wrong. And yes, you don't want to sit around all day, but you do need those times of rest.
The question about juggling the kids and school and all that kind of stuff, I mean, there's a lot to trying to keep a schedule that is very difficult when you're living this lifestyle. We are changing where we are constantly. We're around different people regularly, and so it can kind of get a little chaotic in that situation too, where you're losing your schedule and your rhythm. And so I think for us, we just have to make sure that we're able to find times, and part of that is those boundaries again. Like, we have to have set times where we can work and where we can do school. As far as talking about the kids not being around kids their own age often, there are tons of kids that are out on the road. They're best friends that our kids meet up with regularly when we travel.
Yeah.
And
but we make it a priority.
That's right.
To find those people.
that's the answer to that. We have to make those things a priority, and sometimes if that means altering our route, then that's what that means. And so we will take that into account as much as possible. Technology is an incredible way for our kids to keep in touch with their friends and with family, and that's what's really allowed us to be able to live this lifestyle and to school our children. So I have, over the years, figured out which curriculums we love, which curriculums we don't, which ones work for Lily, which ones work better for Layla. So we do school, you know, kind of per kid per year, and each curriculum I try to cater to those kids. I know, what the heck? That's weird. Okay, we cater it to Layla per Layla per year.
It just got easier.
I know, that's really crazy. That's really nuts. So hopefully that answers your question for that. Properties with Paige on Instagram asked, what's the status of the new RV?
The status of the new RV is that we are still working on it. When you're doing kind of the things that we're trying to do, as you know, the RV industry doesn't change overnight, so it's just you got to be patient, and things just take I have to be patient and things just take time, but we're progressing on schedule now.
Yeah.
It looks like at some point next year, most likely it'll be ready in the spring, but we probably won't be able to take delivery of it until later. So
yeah.
But those numbers could flow all over the place. It could be next fall, who knows.
But we're really excited about the things that we want in this RV to show to you guys and to get your feedback on. And so we want it to be correct and right.
Yeah.
So we're going to be even more patient about letting something take longer to progress, or for us to help push a product or something like that we really want in the RV. So that's kind of a little different with this situation.
So for instance, we are not just designing a new floor plan. Like,
right.
We're ground up. It's going to be cool. That's why it's taking longer.
Right.
If it was simply just a new floor plan, we'd have been in it months ago. But we're pushing things a little bit, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and we're super excited to be working with Grand Design to create this new prototype, and honestly, they really want your guys' feedback, and that's the whole purpose for this project. We want to see what you guys are liking and loving, and what you're not liking, and what you're really not loving.
We've been taking your feedback for the last 6 years of what people like and dislike, and we're trying to put it in this RV as much as we can.
Yeah.
And working with Lippert as well alongside, and they're being able to put this stuff in with us at the same time, working, hand in hand with, what was that?
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand with Grand Design.
Yeah, it's been really awesome, and you guys know that we love Grand Design and we love Lippert, and we've just really enjoyed our partnerships, and the fact that we're all working together with like the parts and the manufacturer and the end user is something that I think is newer in the industry, and so we're just excited that we get to be in this position and that we can bring your guys' feedback to them. So that's been really cool. BN Kalita? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You probably know more about our great country than most through your travels. Besides Maine, where would you consider settling and why?
Okay, so the reason we got on the road was simply to move away from Maine and move down south. And then moving down south turned into this RV trip that we're on right now. So it's most likely going to be the southeast, because I mean that's just what I've always wanted to do. I was in the Navy in Virginia, and I always said I wanted to live down there, probably South Carolina, and we ended up starting our family up in Maine, but then it was time to leave Maine, so we probably won't settle back down in Maine. It will be in the southeast. South Carolina could be anywhere around that area. We're leaning towards Florida, just because with the way we know we're going to travel, we always slow down in the wintertime. No matter what, you're going to slow down in the wintertime, because the whole country is just not available for travel comfortably the way I want to travel. We're not big skiers, so the snow, I don't need the snow.
We just lived in it.
I like to
really
visit the snow, but I don't need to spend an extended time in the snow.
Right.
Hence the moving down south. So Florida works great for that, because if you're forced to kind of be in an area in the winter, that's a pretty good place to set down some roots.
So that's one of the prerequisites for like a property that we're looking for, because we know that we will always want to travel in one way or another, especially for like at least half of the year. And so having a place down there just makes sense, like what he's saying, for weather-wise. And then we also have a lot of family that's down there. So that's, a big priority for us.
There's a ton of family already in Florida. And I think if we make the move officially to Florida, I think
more will come.
Come.
If you build it, they will come.
We like Florida. I do like. I like that climate. We just haven't found the spot yet.
Yeah.
So I think Florida, but it could be South Carolina. Like I said, it depends, because there's something to be said about seasons. We always try to chase 70, so you kind of feel like maybe you're missing the seasons. But there's seasons. You know, like the natural seasons are a good reminder to reset.
Yeah.
And
it's important.
That's what seasons do. They reset to a new stage, and I think you kind of need to do that in life a little bit. And I think so the natural seasons kind of remind you of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's too many seasons in Florida.
No, there aren't a ton. That's why we're gonna have to travel to go find them somewhere else.
Well, exactly. Yeah, we're never gonna not travel. It's just the bug is there. It's beyond a bug at this point. It's a full-on parasite. So.
It's just in there.
So that kind of wraps up some of the questions that we got and some of the other things that people have been bringing up. I think we've actually talked enough about the Nightlight Rally that's coming up in April that we don't actually need to say anything. Book your tickets. We're going to have so much fun, and we're going to keep adding things as we go.
It's going to be a blast.
We can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I don't know. Did you like this? Probably not. You probably aren't even here to watch this. So next week we will be in our normal video style. Like I said, I did not want to break up that video because I'm really excited about finishing editing it, and I didn't want to mess it up. It's got a flow to it, so I didn't want to put any of this boring information in there.
I'm telling you guys, it is absolutely epic. The girls kept looking at me saying, "This isn't real, Mom. Like, this can't be real," right? So we're really excited to share that with you guys. Make sure that you check in for that. Store is closing tomorrow night, so if you want to get any other orders in, the link in the store will be in the description below. And we're so grateful that you guys were here with us. We hope you guys have an incredible Thanksgiving and that you enjoy spending time together with family, and we will see you guys next week.
And so we're going to get this thing edited and uploaded. And while you're watching it, we will probably be fighting our way through Atlanta traffic. So wish us luck.